Hello, everybody. You're listening to episode 2 of the Heycast, the #1 gaming podcast in our hearts. I'm Demothy, and with me today and every day is Arnold. And we're still trying to pardon like the whole look behind me. You're not going to say anything, are you, Arnold?
No, I'm just going to let you
You're just going to sit here and be quiet the whole time. I'm just going to be the only one talking throughout the whole time.
But I was going to interrupt you, but I couldn't interrupt you.
What?
But are you sure it's the #1 gaming podcast in our hearts?
It's the #1 in our hearts.
I would say in our body, but it's fine. Whatever.
The #1 gaming podcast in our body?
Yeah.
How's it in our body?
Because it's in our body.
What?
It's in our body. We live, breathe, and game for our
This podcast
living.
Is us.
Yes.
We are the podcast.
We are the podcast. We are the YouTube channel.
But yeah, those of you watching the video, pardon the still kind of ghetto looking back.
We still are trying to figure out what the fuck we're gonna do.
We're still figuring it out. We have a small space. We're in my bedroom. It's not an ideal spot to record a podcast.
No, but
we're working on it. This is the best we can do right now.
It literally took us 2 hours to fucking set this shit up.
I don't know about I don't think it was 2 hours.
It's an hour and a half, the most.
I'd say
it's an hour.
I'd say it took us about like 30, 45 minutes.
It's fucking
okay. But yeah, anyway, we're still figuring out the format a little bit too. Last time we went ahead and we talked a little bit about our weeks, so we'll talk a little bit about our weeks because we had a few things go on.
Yeah,
we did a few things. I know this is a gaming
stuff together.
I know this is a gaming podcast, but we did go out to see a movie with our friend and my brother. Mm-hmm. It was the Boku no Pico Macadamia Nuts, the My Hero Academia movie. We went to go see it in theaters, and it was an experience.
It was good, yeah.
The movie was good. The movie was good. It was fun.
Was just leading up to the movie was a fun show, because...
So what happened was... I'll go ahead and explain it, But like, what happened was we got the tickets and everything ahead of time. We ended up with the dubbed tickets, the dubbed showing, because that was the only showing that we were able to all make it to. So we went to the dub showing. We got there. We were in the theater. Everything was fine up until then. We watched some of the previews, and then for all of a sudden, My Neighbor Totoro came on the screen, and they played the Totoro movie for about 10, 15 minutes.
20 minutes.
About 20 minutes. And everybody was like, what the fuck is going on? Why is Totoro playing? A bunch of people got out. They're like, hey, you guys are playing the wrong movie. And in the process of trying to get the correct movie going, they ended up spoiling the movie by starting it halfway through for some reason. So they spoiled part of it. And then in the process of trying to rewind to get it back to the correct spot, the beginning of the movie, they spoiled another portion of it. And everybody was pissed. And then one of the employees comes in, and they're like, hey, guys, so sorry. I know you guys came here for the dub showing. However, for some reason, our projector only has the subbed version. Which worked out for us because we do prefer the subs.
Subbed.
However, a bunch of people were pissed.
Actually, like, it was a couple people who left the building for that reason.
Yeah, a few people did leave because I guess they don't want to read. I mean, I understand their reasoning. They pay for a movie. They don't want to get distracted with reading subtitles and all that stuff. They want to actually
enjoy the movie.
Yeah, but since we've been watching anime for a long time, in sub form,
sub is better than
we're just kind of used to it. So yeah, that was an experience. We got free movie vouchers for it though, because they fucked up.
They did.
I kind of felt bad because like all the people in the theaters, being weeaboos and whatnot, they weren't the nicest people about it.
No,
some people were pissed, like understandably so. But yeah, I felt kind of bad for the people working there because they were very rude about it and very vocal, and it was an experience. But
at least we got shit done.
Yeah,
that works. Right?
I mean, it worked out because we got to see the subbed version instead of the dubbed.
I mean, I was gonna walk out on the dubbed version. Actually,
you were gonna walk out on the dub.
Yeah, I can't watch dubbed anime shows anymore, like I used to when I first started.
There are some anime that have very good dubs.
Yeah, okay, I can watch.
Sorry, go ahead.
I can watch Dragon Ball Z dubbed.
Dragon Ball Z is better dubbed.
Yeah, dubbed, and then I can watch. There was another one I can watch dubbed also. Fuck. I can't remember at the moment, but I think that's the only show
Samurai
that I can.
Champloo is good dubbed. Cowboy Bebop is good dubbed. Penny and Stocking is better dubbed. Ghost Stories is better dubbed.
Okay, yeah. Ghost Stories is good.
If you don't know about Ghost Stories and you don't know about the Ghost Stories dub, I highly recommend you guys check that out. That is a show.
It's something. It's something. You can say that.
So yeah, but yeah, aside from the Hiroaka movie, did you do anything else? Play anything else?
No, not really.
No.
I Saturday, did work and then slept half the day.
Busy week?
Yes.
Busy week. But yeah, okay, so if we don't really have anything going on, because I don't really have anything going on this week too much, it's pretty much just been playing the games for our show. Since the podcast is going to go out before any of this week's episodes of Hey We're Playing, I feel like we should probably just make this announcement. For the month of October, we are going to be playing one horror/Halloween themed game per week. So our first one is going to be The Conjuring House, which was also an experience. Arnold was getting pissed.
Yeah, I was. I didn't enjoy the fucking game at all.
I enjoyed watching you get pissed.
That's what I'm here for, buddy. That's what I'm here for.
The Conjuring game was an experience. It was very interesting.
Something else.
Those of you out there that actually listen and watch our stuff, stay tuned for that. It is going to go up on Wednesday, I believe. So The Conjuring House Wednesday. Every Wednesday we are going to be doing a Halloween or horror/game leading up to Halloween night. So,
and also we want to give a shout out to one of our viewers, Rumble B.
Another shout out to him. We shouted him out in one of our other videos already, but yeah, we might as well shout him out again right here in the podcast. Our buddy Rumblebee for featuring us in one of his videos,
which I didn't know about.
Yeah,
until you told me about.
And
which
also,
is awesome.
Yeah, and also constantly, supporting us, watching our stuff, commenting and participating and whatnot. You're a really awesome dude. So thank you again for featuring us in your video. So yeah, let's get right into some of the news stuff. So this week hasn't been quite as big as our last podcast, although, I mean, it's only been like a few days since our last podcast. Yeah. We're working out the schedule as well. I believe we are going to start doing this, uploading every Monday, recording every Sunday.
Okay.
I think that would probably be best. We recorded on Tuesday last time and uploaded Wednesday. So yeah, it hasn't really been that long since our last one. So not a whole ton has happened. We've got some pretty decently large stories.
You got beef. You got some beef.
Some beef?
Some beef.
What kind of beef?
I don't know, like pot roast.
Okay. Did you want to talk about your YouTube drama stuff before we go?
So Shane Dawson released another version already of a series of the Jake Paul thing. That video talks about just the sociopath. Like if anyone can be a sociopath, which I find really interesting because they explain how they are, how like they're heartless, they don't have any emotions at all. 1 in 25 people can be a sociopath.
So is Shane Dawson calling Jake Paul a sociopath or no?
No, that's what I don't want to say he is, but I don't know. I have to watch the next one because it's coming out Wednesday.
Okay.
Or tomorrow, I should say.
Right.
But then they go more in depth how they really are, and like it's really scary in a sense that way, because he really thinks about who your friends are, how they act, because they can be heartless, they can have no emotions.
I could be heartless.
Yes, you're so heartless.
I could have no fucking emotions.
Heartless. But they could be really good friends with you without even you knowing. Like they're so like adapt. They can adapt to any situation. And how things go, they can move friend group to friend group and like in a matter of like days or fucking hours actually, because like a friend group is like chess. Like how they put it is like the whole world is their chess.
Yeah, there's a lot of like things that I've watched talking about like sociopaths and stuff, and the way they act and whatnot. They're really good at mimicking like human emotions when they lack it and things like that. But yeah, speaking of like mental stuff and like YouTube and whatnot, like FouseyTube has been having some interesting things going on in his life.
Yeah. If you haven't noticed about that FouseyTube thing, it's fucking weird.
Yeah, he's been struggling with bipolar disorder for a very long time, and it has gotten to a point where it is getting kind of wacky. And if you don't know, a couple weeks ago, FouseyTube actually did this thing where he decided to hand off his channel to all his subscribers or whatever. Basically, he gave it to one person to manage, and basically was allowing people to submit videos to have play on his channel for a little bit. Although last I checked, it looks like that may have stopped happening. It went on for like a week, it looks like, and then they just stopped. So I don't know what's going on there. But Fousey was going around traveling or something to kind of be alone. To find himself. Yeah.
As he would say.
Yeah.
Because he is on God's plan.
So yeah, that was
referring that to himself as with Drake.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Yeah, because during the lead up on this concert, like he was like, "Oh, I'm on God's plan. Yeah. I made it with Drake. He's gonna come up and show and start singing."
There was this whole Drake thing that was going on.
The day of the concert, Drake didn't fucking show up. Fucking cops, and there was a bomb fucking threat there happening.
Go look at H3H3's podcast
even
on
fucking
that.
Keemstar. Yeah, Keemstar fucking made a series about this shit.
I mean, although I don't really respect Keemstar.
No, I don't either. So. But like, he made like a series about it, which is like leading up to the concert of FouseyTube. Mm-hmm. It's pretty interesting in my opinion. Yeah. So.
But yeah, anyway, that's that. We're not going to go too much into detail because this is not a YouTube drama podcast. This is a gaming podcast.
Are you sure about that?
It's an anime podcast.
Yes.
So I was watching.
Magic Girl sucks, by the way.
Oh my god. Arnold hates Madoka.
I do.
He's so mad
Madoka.
at it.
I'm still mad at it to this day.
So yeah, let's actually get into some game news now. So the first one I guess we'll talk about is PlayStation or Sony Crossplay. Sony's stance on crossplay. So
I'm excited for this.
Sony just announced that they are now going to be allowing crossplay in their games and stuff.
Huzzah! Finally!
And the first one, of course, that they're going to allow crossplay on is Fortnite, because Fortnite is the biggest, the baddest.
It's the best
the most
game
popular.
ever.
Everybody be playing this shit.
It is good.
And Fortnite was kind of like sort of the center of attention with this whole crossplay controversy because of the fact that Epic Games accounts would get locked to PlayStation if you logged in on it. So, so they started now allowing this shit. Let me go to this page. I have not gotten used to this at all. Why is this
professional? Yeah, professional.
All right, so cross-platform play coming to PS4, starting with Fortnite. However, so in this whole sort of thing, it's a big change in sort of Sony's policy of not allowing crossplay and things, because they say PlayStation is the best place to play, and that's their sort of reasoning. And it was also kind of the reasoning why accounts were getting locked to the PlayStation, was they were saying PlayStation is the best place to play because it's their job to determine what the best place to play is for the player, right?
No.
But yeah, so this is kind of changing, and their sort of argument as to why they don't want to allow crossplay is that it might be unsafe, and there's all this other stuff, and
it's dumb. It's fucking dumb.
Most people say it's for the money because, money. People want to make money and things like that. However, Sean Layden, who's the chief executive of SIE Worldwide Studios with like Sony and all that stuff, they say the reason it took a long time because they say they were working on getting crossplay going, right? The reason they took a long time was because it's not as simple as flipping a switch. Over here on this Polygon article, it says right here, it's not about flipping a switch. It's very multidimensional. It took longer than I would have wanted, but it took as long as it had to. And he said this on the PlayStation blogcast. I think it's personally
bullshit.
Personally, I think this is bullshit.
They just want to drag it out and get the money as much as they can.
Yeah, no. So
and be as PSN
is. The reason I say this is bullshit is I don't disagree with the fact that there's stuff involved. There's a lot of things involved. However, with Fortnite, for instance, with Nintendo, with Xbox, with PC, all the crossplay on those were as simple as flipping a switch. Yeah. And
I think PSN is making this difficult. As they should.
I think they're kind of overblowing how complicated it is, because I'm not saying there's nothing, complicated involved in here, but I think they're overblowing how complicated it is. I think it is much simpler than what they are letting on personally.
Yeah.
I think they just didn't want to allow crossplay, and because there was so much backlash around it, they're finally caving. That's how I feel. That's how a majority of people feel about this whole situation.
I would agree, honestly. Like it's like you said, like they're making it like seem like so hard, But I understand, like you're saying, like it's
there
hard.
are things involved. Like, I'm not denying that.
It's just like, oh, you gotta do so many things just to make it happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it was
PSN is trying to get all the
way,
money as much as they can before releasing that.
Yeah, because
crossplay.
Bottom line is they still make a lot of money out of locking people over to PS4 and not allowing all this crossplay and stuff and whatnot, because it pushes people to go for some people that want to play it on PS4. It forces their friends to come over to the PS4 as well and all that stuff.
Well, I remember a game, Portal 2, when that game first came out. It was crossplay with Steam.
Was it?
Yeah, and I was able to play with a person online with a Steam account.
Right.
And we beat all the puzzles.
Yeah.
Like in that game. So like I don't know why
Street Fighter has been crossplay since it launched.
It fucking sucks. It fucking crossplay
online
sucks.
Online sucks with PS4, but it does exist. The crossplay does exist. Oh, excuse me. Still dealing with indigestion. We've been talking about it on all our videos. We've been recording all night. So, but yeah, PS4 Street Fighter has crossplay. It's not the best crossplay on the netcodes. I think it's more so the netcode rather than the whole interaction between the console to console. But it exists there. So I don't know. I don't know why they're way overblowing this stuff.
And people play on Wi-Fi for some reason. I don't know why. I used to do that, but now
because it's hard to get a wired connection in some areas, in some rooms and stuff. It took us a long time to get a wired connection throughout the whole top floor of our house, and it's not pretty. It is not pretty.
Yeah, we play together. We're we're literally next together, and we still get fucking lag.
That's a problem with the netcode. I don't think it's not a problem with console to console because we're both using PC. Anyway, moving away from PlayStation crossplay, going back to the Infiltration story that we talked about in our last podcast and that I've talked about on our weekly roundup. Infiltration finally tweeted something about
is good.
The whole situation. He's saying there are many things spreading on the internet about me recently that are not true. Please wait for my full statement with PG when it is ready. PG being Panda Global, his sponsor. Thank you. And he says, I spoke to my lawyer and they said I could say this. That's pretty much it. He spoke out on Twitter. He had been away from Twitter for a while, understandably so, with all these accusations and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been sort of a dry spell with the whole Infiltration situation. We still have not heard from Panda Global. Hopefully we hear about this whole situation soon. I really, really hope that these accusations aren't true. But if they are true, and the evidence is still kind of stacked against him at the moment until proven otherwise.
As of this video. Yeah. So, but like we said, like if it is true, then we lose much respect against him. Yeah.
I do like this comment here, though. Damn, lost the set, and you still trying to rematch.
That's a fucking backhand there.
Yeah, but yeah, the evidence is still not kind of stacking against Infiltration. Still does not look good, at least until Panda Global comes out and says that it was not true. Hopefully it's not. I really hope it's not. Infiltration, again, has been a beloved member of the fighting game community for a long time.
Well respected.
Yeah, well respected. One of the best players in the world. So, that's that.
Also, regarding with the PSN, well, we're going into PSX right now.
Right.
For the first time I went to PSX, I think 2 years ago, when Capcom Pro Tour happened, and when I think who won? Knuckle Do won. it was the first year I ever went to. I enjoyed PSX a lot. That's when it released for Killing Floor 2 for the PS Pro.
Right.
And that's when Season 2 changes happened for each character.
Right.
But I did enjoy it. I loved the place. Nestor and Jose were telling me that they were there.
Yeah.
Our friends were telling me that they were there also before we met online. Yeah, and I didn't know about that, which I found astounding.
Right.
But yeah, like I said, yeah, it's not happening this year at all.
Yeah. So that it kind of leads into our next story is PSX is not happening this year,
which I'm sad.
They have their reasons for it not happening though. So let me just switch over here. So yeah, here's a Polygon article on it. So no PlayStation experience this year, Sony executive says. And basically what happened was
we got nothing. We got no shit to show off.
Yeah, that's what they said. They basically said so Sean Layden again, this was on the PlayStation blogcast where he said where is it? Here's the quote. The reasons behind that really are we have a lot of progress that we're making in our games and we're seeing that coming out. But now that we have Spider-Man out the door, we're looking down into 2019 games like Dreams and Days Gone, he said. But he wouldn't have enough to bring people all together in some location in North America to have that event. Layden added, we don't want to set expectations really high and then not deliver on it. It was a hard decision. So yeah,
it's a smart decision in my case.
I think it is a smart decision if you guys don't have anything really to offer.
Because then why would you show all the games that's been out? You know, why would you?
Yeah. So also it's going to be bringing all these companies in one place with nothing to show off. Yeah. So they can't get companies here because companies don't have any games to show. There's plenty of things in development, but nothing to show off. So yeah, there's not really a reason to hold the PlayStation experience.
I got an idea.
What?
Just show off Cyberpunk 2077.
The whole show is just Cyberpunk 2077.
That's it.
So we have 50, 100 booths of just Cyberpunk 2077 for people.
Hey, that's all you get. That's what you pay for. That's all you get. That's an idea. PSX hire me right now.
But yeah, it makes sense. There's not a reason if you don't have anything to show. So, was there anything else around? No, so that was basically it. It was announced on the PlayStation blogcast. So, moving on to our next thing, the Nintendo Switch Cloud service. Do you know about this, Arnold? You watched the weekly roundup, didn't you?
Yes.
You don't remember it, do you?
Yes.
So basically,
I do.
Yes, yeah. So basically, Nintendo is now. So cloud service, the Nintendo Switch Online was, when it released, a lot of people were very disappointed because it was kind of lacking in features compared to the other paid online subscription services for their consoles. So PlayStation, Sony, they offer a pretty decent amount of stuff. However, people were just disappointed in what Nintendo Switch was offering because basically you're paying for online now when it was something that
it was free.
It was free, although they were transparent about the fact that it was a trial run until they had the online service going, right? And then they have their NES library, which is kind of riddled with a lot of issues right now. A lot of people are complaining about lag in some games, colors not accurate in other games, things like that. The emulator just isn't the best for that. One upside to Switch Online is it is pretty cheap, especially if you get a family subscription going.
How much is that? $40?
It's really cheap. I think it was a couple dollars if you have a few few people subscribe alongside you. So yeah, it is pretty cheap. But the big thing that was on people's minds was the Switch was the online cloud service. The cloud saves was. There was a thing in the FAQ which made it sound like if your subscription ended, they would just delete your cloud saves. So a lot of you, those of you that don't know, there is no way to back up save data aside from the cloud right now. There is no free way to back it up to an external hard drive or something like that. With the PlayStation, you can at least back it up for free to an external hard drive. The cloud saves on PlayStation. If you have PS Plus, you do have a 6-month grace period. Xbox,
I think it's the same thing. 6 months.
No, Xbox gives you free cloud saves.
Oh,
you can do cloud saving for free as long as you have a basic Xbox Live account, which is free. Nintendo Switch, however, you have to pay for the subscription to have cloud saves. And if with the way the FAQ was written before, it made it seem an awful lot like if your subscription ended, they would delete it, which is no bueno because a lot of people are afraid of losing that save data, especially when you can't back it up any other way.
Yep.
So you have to pay if you want to back up save data, which really sucks. However, IGN reached out to Nintendo, and a spokesperson from Nintendo did say that there is a 180-day period, 6 months grace period if your subscription ends.
I'm gonna get my subscription today.
You're gonna get your subscription today?
Which I'm not.
I'm probably still gonna get it. I mean, there's not a lot of games that I would actually play online for on the Switch.
Yeah.
With the Switch, it's more. I've found it's
Mario.
more for portable stuff, playing solo things, and then Mario Kart, which I usually play offline with people.
Fucking amazing. Super Mario Odyssey is a good game.
It is a good game.
I enjoy it. I need to get Wind Waker. No. Fucking what's the newest Zelda game?
Breath of the Wild.
Breath of the Wild. I need to get that.
Breath of the Wild is a good game too. So the only other game that I could think of that I would want to play online would be Smash Brothers whenever that comes out. Although I've kind of fallen off Smash Brothers for a while, but
we both did.
Yeah,
we both did.
But yeah, I think any heavy Smash Brothers player would typically go to like locals and all that stuff. So yeah, there's. With the Switch, it's not a lot of situations where I would find myself kind of playing online, so that's not really necessary. But having that cloud save would be
nice.
Yeah, and I think it's kind of worth it for that price. I mean, kind of not really super worth it, but it is cheap.
Yeah,
Nintendo Switch Online is cheap, so you also get access to that NES library despite it having some issues. So. Yeah, that was kind of the thing. So this other one was kind of really interesting. I just saw this Oculus Quest VR headset. Apparently this has been in the works for a bit. But yeah, the Oculus is working to release in 2019, spring of 2019, a $400 Oculus headset, which is supposed to be a standalone device that doesn't need to be connected to the PC. So if you have a modern VR headset like the Vive or the current Oculus, you do have to plug it into the PC. You got to deal with a lot of wires and all that shit. It's a pain in the ass, especially if you're playing a lot of like movement-heavy games. You know what I mean?
Beat Saber. And regarding that, I went to my buddy's house today, and we played his Oculus, and I played Beat Saber.
Yeah.
Holy shit, that game is fucking.
It looks fun. I've been wanting to play Beat Saber for a while. It was just we don't have a VR headset ourselves.
We're not rich yet. We're not rich. Hey, YouTube, sponsor us, please. Yeah.
We did do a VR episode, but that was our
test.
That was Spencer's VR headset.
But playing Beat Saber on that game was fun. It's like I can see how games could go into VR with the Oculus. Future games.
Yeah. While we're here, why don't we just talk? This was not in our plan, but why don't we talk a little bit about like what we think the future of virtual reality is gonna be?
Oh, it's gonna have a really dark side.
Side?
No, yeah, it's gonna have a dark.
What do you mean?
Because I was talking the same friend with VR chat because he plays in the VR chat realm, and he's saying like he's visited worlds that are very private, and they are really not fucked up, but they are, freaky shit in that
You're
realm.
talking like shit,
BDSM,
like
fucking orgies and shit. Okay,
so online there is a thing called
the dark web.
No, I'm not talking about. There's a thing called cybering.
Yeah.
So I used to be an avid Gaia Online player, which I'm not proud of, but I did meet some like good friends that I still keep in contact with through.
You didn't
Gaia
tell me
Online.
about this.
I thought I did.
Mm-mm.
No, this was back when I was like This was like a
middle
long
school
time ago. No, this was before middle school, I think. No, it was around when I was like 12, 13.
So middle school.
Well, more like 11, 12 actually.
Middle school.
Yeah.
Fuck.
6th grade middle school. Okay. So yeah. So I was big into Guy Online. I got into it because of a few of my cousins. And then, yeah, Guy Online, it's kind of like more of like a social community. You just talk to people and all that stuff. But yeah, in Guy Online, there was an issue that was kind of interesting called cybering, where it was just kind of pretending to have sex through this game. And it was kind of funny to watch too, because in Guy Online, when you're like walking around through the towns and stuff, there's like there's a sitting animation. Not really an animation, like you click sit and your character just kind of drops down on his knees, pop. Right? And so they would use that sort of thing to pretend like they're humping each other. It was, yeah. So and Guy Online's not the only game that has this shit. Like it happens in like other online gaming communities as well. So I would imagine that in VR you would have something like that happen.
No, yeah, there's more. There's a lot more that he was saying.
Really?
Yeah, because like some of the shit that he has gone through, like you can't even get in publicly. Like it's not even verified through VR chat. You gotta have friends of friends of friends to get in.
So it's almost like accessing like deep web type shit.
Exactly.
Right.
That's how it is. Like it's that's what he was saying. And like if games get better, like I would play Tomb Raider VR. I would play fucking The Witcher. You know,
right.
Any Witcher or Cyberpunk in VR. But I can see VR like a new way of playing, you know, to taking the next step after that.
So in my mind, I feel like VR definitely has a future, and it is growing, and it's being used by like the military and like for like training for like certain types of things, right? A lot of people are using them for like training simulations and all that stuff, which is really awesome. AR is also kind of moving its way up as well. Yeah. So I definitely think there is a strong future for VR, and I think VR games have been getting to that level where you're getting more fully fleshed out games and whatnot. It's still not perfect, but you are getting more fleshed out games. Yeah. However, I don't think VR is going to be something that kind of replaces standard monitor TV gaming and all that stuff. Just because like how would like a 2D fighter work in VR? You know what I mean?
Well,
you can't really experience that. But and also at the moment, motion sickness is still a recurring issue with a lot of these games, right? But yeah, I feel like there's just a lot of games that you can't really experience efficiently through VR. So I think VR has a strong future ahead of it. I think it is growing very well, but I don't think it can really replace current regular mouse, keyboard, or like controller gaming.
Well, because I feel like right now it's like we're the beta steps of VR. Then after that, it's going to be alpha. And then after alpha, it's going to be like the full out fleshed.
Right.
Like optimized, quote unquote, optimized of VR gaming.
Do you expect VR to ever in the future replace how we game currently?
Not really, no.
No?
Like you said with 2D gaming, like there's going to be fighters forever, you know? That genre's not going to go away. Mm-hmm. There's going to be fucking side-scrollers. There's games that like you can't play, you know, on console. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's hard.
That you can't play in VR, you mean?
Yeah. Like it's hard. Like you gotta execute the game perfectly on VR.
Yeah. While we're here, why don't we take a little look at this Oculus Quest headset trailer that they have here. Oh, whoa, what is... That looks weird.
But yeah.
This is the window I wanted. So introducing the Oculus Quest headset. So it doesn't really show
Mario's
much
Pizzeria?
about the headset itself. It's really more just like a standard trailer, really.
Yeah,
that cake grew like 5 feet. How is this a VR game though? Like, what is... Like, they're showing some stuff in here that doesn't seem like something you would typically play in a VR environment. Like DDR? What? Dancing game?
I mean, I guess you can still...
It's a trailer, but... Interesting.
Okay.
Huh.
Esports.
Yeah, so that's the Oculus trailer. So Yeah, like I said, they're not really showing anything that you would particularly expect for VR. You know, like that 2D.
Or you can take it the VR on the go.
You can. It's a standalone device now. Like, if we look over here.
But would you see a person using that on the go?
I could see it happening. Some people are okay. I have seen pictures and videos of people on a subway with like a tower, with like not a tower, like a PlayStation and like a monitor and all this stuff, playing games on the subway. So
well, I did too, but like that's out there, but you seeing a person move, do all these like weird motions that the other person can't see. I feel that's like different.
I feel like a situation like that, they would be using a controller because like normally, like you could still play VR games like.
Well, yeah,
there are still games that you play normally like a controller, right?
Yeah, but there's some games that will require you movements like move up, down, left, right, whatever the fuck you want to do.
Yeah, but even still, this is still like an extreme situation. The Oculus Quest is really more designed to kind of get you away from the cables and all that stuff, which is kind of the main issue with VR currently, is you have all these cables dangling out of your headset and all that stuff, and then you have to have it hooked up to your computer.
Not necessarily, you don't. Well, you don't have to have the waistband actually, but you can
I'm not talking about the waistband. I'm talking like you have to have like all these cables hooked up to your computer for it to function, right? So this is sort of supposed to help you kind of get away from that. It starts off with 64 gigs, which is of storage, which seems really small to me. And its starting price looks like retailing for $399.
Console price, basically.
It's console price, yeah, definitely. So yeah, it says here, the Oculus Quest will offer 6 degrees of freedom, won't require external sensors, and will work with the company's touch controllers. According to an official announcement, the Quest will use the same optics as Oculus Go, the company's existing all-in-one VR headset with a display resolution of 1600 by 1440 per eye. Oculus promises improved built-in audio for the Quest with high-quality immersive sound with even deeper bass.
Yeah.
Oculus VR head Hugo, made for games, will offer Rift quality experiences. Company said it plans to significantly invest in the platform. So it's a standalone device designed to get you away and also still allow you to play high quality games and all that stuff, which they did not show in the trailer, but it's just a trailer. It just kind of that video was not meant to show anything off, really.
It's a teaser.
It's a teaser.
It's just tickling
just tickling your taint.
Gooch.
Yeah.
The gooch.
But yeah, I think it could be cool. If the performance is decent enough, I think it will be solid. It is a big advantage to get away from the cables. I mean, the Oculus Go exists. That's supposed to allow you to get away from the cables and stuff, but it's not really designed for high performance gaming and all that stuff. So if we have like a high performance headset, albeit 64 gigs doesn't seem like a lot of storage for high power games,
Yeah, like running Crysis 3 on all high settings.
That is not really a matter of it being graphically intensive. Crysis 3 is just very poorly optimized. So, what other stories do we have in here? I think we had one more other thing. So this one was kind of a fun one. So you guys have seen videos of people driving around in Mario Kart outfits and driving like little go-karts, right? Have you seen those?
Yes, I've seen them.
Yeah, there was like
but they're Japan, right?
There was this one French guy that did like a prank where he would drive around like a grocery store doing like Mario Kart stuff. So this was kind of an interesting...
Yeah,
I forgot his name. It was Remy something.
But he throws like fucking like shells at them, and it drives off, and it's just like
it's kind of stupid. So Nintendo wins lawsuit against Tokyo's Mario Kart Tour company. So there was apparently a company that would drive around and do this Mario Kart stuff in sort of like a touring kind of fashion. The company is called Maricar. It's a Mario Kart themed go-kart tour of Tokyo. But they got hit with a lawsuit from Nintendo because Nintendo loves to sue people. For 10 million, looks like 10 million yen.
Which comes out to $90,000 in U.S. currency.
Is that what it says? 89,000.
Well, rounding
equivalent to about 89,000. Okay, yeah. So yeah, they're suing them because they're using Mario Kart characters. They're dressed as Mario Kart characters for this whole thing. So Kotaku notes that damages are equivalent to about 89,000. Still, the obvious intellectual property violation is probably going to be enough to put an end to Mario Kart's main attraction. The kart business itself isn't the problem. It's the branding and dressing of up clientele in Mario-themed costumes. So basically, people would go and allow people. They would go and allow people to drive their go-karts dressed as Mario characters, Nintendo characters.
Nintendo's a dream killer, dude. I wanted to dress as fucking Bowser.
I mean, it's kind of understandable because these characters are Nintendo's intellectual property. So I mean, you can't. Whoa. So you can't just go and start a business using the intellectual property of other people.
Maybe something else like fucking turtle. Turtle with fucking flames. I don't know.
So the Koopa,
it looks very similar
the Koopa
to
would just
Bowser.
be turtle. Mario would be
Plumber Man.
Peach will be Princess Girl.
Yeah.
They just happen to look a little bit like the characters, right?
Yeah. Same features, same everything about them.
Yeah. So like I understand why they would want to sue because they are running a business using their properties. So
it's bullshit. I want to go.
Yeah, those of you starting companies, stop using other people's intellectual property. Remember when what was it? I think it was Sonic was an issue because like Sonic fan games and all that stuff. People kept making fan games and then they would charge for them and all that stuff. Or not necessarily charge, but you're using other people's intellectual property. If you're trying to run a legitimate business, you can't do that because that's illegal.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, that's that. I think we pretty much have a podcast. If you guys have any topics for us to talk about, we do definitely need topics to talk about. So we would really appreciate that. We need to start preparing for these way more ahead of time. Yeah. So we will have a better podcast down the road. I promise you guys. I know this
better format, actually.
Yeah, I know this was a little bit all over the place. I think last episode was actually a little bit better than this episode. But yeah, again, if you have questions for us to talk about, to ask us, if you have topics to talk about, tweet at us. Email us at heywerplayin@gmail.com. That's HEYWEREPLAYIN@gmail.com. Send us those questions. Send us those topics because we would really appreciate that. It would make our jobs easier, and we would answer stuff that you guys want us to answer. Also, make sure to check out our YouTube channel if you're not watching the video version. If you're listening, come head on down to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/heywerplayin. Same way it's spelled with the email address, so you can watch some of the funny stuff.
Yeah.
We're funny people, guys. I promise you, we're funny. I promise.
Is that the script?
Arnold's trying to find the script. But yeah, thank you guys for listening to the podcast. We'll catch you guys next time.
Please tweet at me at YouTube Drama.
You want tweet YouTube Drama to Arnold.